Well, hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Great to have you back with us again. And you can see by the sky there, it's a beautiful clear morning. A nice winter's morning here in Hawke's Bay. And just ahead of me there is Moses, riding on a Suzuki Bandit 1250. And we're off today to ride with some of the members of Hawke's Bay Ulysses. They're a good bunch of guys, they're great to ride with, but today's just a little bit different because it's a day of a first and a last, or maybe a last and a first, whichever way you want to do it. But we'll catch up with that in a moment to tell you all about that soon. But meeting up with these guys as normal down at the car park of the Taradale RSA, and there's a few bikes there. Good, so we'll just catch up here for a minute or two and have a bit of a meet and greet. Some of these guys we haven't seen for a couple of months, and then be on the road. And it's time for the off. Guys are starting to pull out, and I'll put up a map very shortly of where the ride's going today. But as you can see by the title, we're going for lunch at the Patagata Tavern. So that's why it's called Lunch at the Paty. They're just making our way out of Taradale. And here we got to the little village of Paty, and picking up a couple of riders there. And then on our way down State Highway 2. So for a bit of an explanation of what's happening on the ride, Darren, who's out there leading us, you met Darren, one of my earlier videos called Down But Not Out. He suffered a quite serious injuries in a crash that he had a couple of years ago, and he's going up to Auckland for surgery, and just to get his right leg back to fully function again, or as close as it'll ever get to it. And that's next Monday, so this ride's on the Friday, so next Monday he's got surgery, and by the time you see this video he would have had the surgery and be at home recuperating. So yeah, that's what the last part of this is all about, but there's also another last part as well, because a couple of weeks ago I actually sold my trike. I sold Esther, and sold it to a local guy, and so here's a wee tear in the eye while she's heading out. So there she goes, just the end of an era. So here we are turning off State Highway 2 into the little village of Otani. So Otani is a nice busy little town. It's sort of been rediscovered, and a lot more people are, because it's so close for commuting. And there's the pub on the right hand side there, and the general store on the left. A lot of the houses here have been refurbished too. They've really done some of the old ones up, which is really, really nice. And on the left there's the school. As we went past, we gave the bikes a good rev up, give the kids a bit of something to talk about. And then we were back into the rolling countryside. A lovely part of the country this is in central Hawke's Bay. But I did have one little moment, and it was right here on this corner. You can see I'm running wide. I actually missed a gear change. Went to chop it down and didn't get there. So we floated around that corner with very little engine control whatsoever. Okay, now today's verse comes from the book of Psalms, chapter 84 and verse 5. And that says, "Blessed is the man whose strength is in you, whose heart is set on pilgrimage." And then we're turning off the Old Thorpe Road into back onto Middle Road. We originally thought we might come down here on this road, but being earlier in the morning, and the road was pretty damp and a bit dangerous in places, so we thought we'd stick with Highway 2 for a start. Now we're coming down that big hill. Really nice little corner just here to flick it through, and just ahead of us there is the Patagata Tavern. And that's where we're heading in for lunch. Here's mine host Darren there, and his lovely offsiders and the cook. They're great people and brilliant service. And so a couple of shots here of them and the guys. And then the meals started arriving, and jolly nice they were. Good pub food, plenty of it. And there's Keith's just got his burger, and he's looking at that thinking, how the heck am I going to get that in my mouth? Well, far from it for me to say something about the size of Keith's mouth, but he managed okay. That's my stack of corn fritters. And then it was time to be heading off for the second part of the ride to complete the loop. So a great time had there. Service was great, food was great as normal, and a couple of the lads went off back home a different way. So once again, just up passing over the Patagata Bridge, and this crosses over the Tuki River. Now we'll be going across the Tuki River again in a little while, and that's on Red Bridge, further up, about another 20 miles upstream, or downstream I should say. Back into these roads. We're just so blessed here in Hawke's Bay with some of the roads that we've got to ride. Absolutely brilliant. Now here's Red Bridge. The Red Bridge Cafe is just on our right hand side there. But we missed a lot of that road there, and you can see the camera angle is quite low, and I apologise for that. But I didn't realise when I was riding is that the camera had slipped down. The mount that I had was a little bit looser, and yeah, the camera angle went down. And as we're running up the side of the Tuki River there, we're just running through the leafless arches of the trees on the side of the road there. This beautiful sight. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. There's a few more further up too, which is really nice. But as we come through here, there's Tamata Peak is on the left-hand side. And now we're up over the bridge going across the Nararoro, and almost to the end of our ride. But before we do, I'd just like to say thanks so much for bearing with me over the last little while. As I say, this ride is my first ride back in 10 months. So the doctor or the surgeons released me back into the care of my GP, and I'm allowed to ride again and go camping and do all the other good things. So thanks for sticking with me, and welcome to the new subscribers who've been patient as well. Yeah, it's been great to get back on. One of the big things on this ride was, or the goal was, one, to stay upright, not come off, and the secondly was to get my lean angle more than 10 degrees. So I think it was mission accomplished on both. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to ride free, and of course, God bless.